I played a lot of Strive over the weekend. 15 hours of Strive I streamed, and all the time I wasn't streaming it, I was watching it basically the entire time. I watched the game a ton, I played the game a ton. Let me start up a poll. I'm curious about the chat room. It's looking like looks that most of you had a good time. At worst, you had a just okay time. Very few of you seem to have a bad time. That's cool. I'm glad that you guys seem to enjoy it. If you guys haven't filled this out, go do the survey. You should go do it. Say what up. I played the game a bunch. I had a fun time. A lot of the questions I got, I figured I would cover, and just go over. How did this beta feel compared to the other one? Is the lobbies better? The air dash changes, etc., 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 right? First and foremost, the balance, right, I think was quite similar, actually, to the last beta. There were some changes that were made, but overall, the game, in terms of, like, how the characters feel and what they were doing and stuff, it wasn't that drastically different from the last time. In terms of, like, the lobby stuff, we all already know. The lobbies are an objective failure. Like, they are hard to use. You constantly get disconnected. You still try to sit on the machines. It doesn't work. You get ranked up and ranked down in the middle of sets still, which still is a thing that happens and boots you out of things. Every time I ranked up, my game crashed and forced to restart. Everybody said they sucked a year and a half ago. They still suck. They're still not fun to use. They're still messed up, right? Like, we all know that by now. We've told them a million times. It's not changing. Like, we told them a million times. I don't know what else there is to do besides say they suck again, and we all know that. At least the instant rematch helped in that way, but being stuck in a lobby for 20 or 30 minutes while trying to play is, like, maybe the worst experience you can have as a player. Like, every other game I can think of that I play online that's multiplayer, whether it requires one other additional opponent or 100, you hit the play match, you get in, and you find people very quickly. Let's get past the lobby. How did the game feel? The game to me felt very similar to the first beta. There was, some changes to some of the characters, right? But it's not out of control. This is a 2.0 game. It's, there was changes, and it was like, okay. The changes to air mobility, I have to say, air backdash is certainly way less distance. However, the air changes overall, I didn't notice that often. It was only a few matchups where I really noticed the air changes a lot. Usually matchups where characters could contest your landing frames easily from far away. Characters like Axel is a good example, like Faust maybe. I noticed catching people jumping way more, and I noticed that I got caught jumping, like trying to jump in an FD. I got caught way more often trying to escape pressure in that way, so obviously that made that a little worse, but I still felt that people were up backing out of, like, kind of pressure in mid-range a lot, and it still is doing what it wants to do. Again, this is their solution to not wanting to do air unblockable moves, right? They don't want grounded normals to be air unblockable without meters, so they're trying to do other changes. I don't think these air changes are necessary, probably, in the sense that, like, I don't think they have to be in the game to make jumping not feel worse or anything, mostly because of the backdash change, but I don't find that they're a problem, right? I didn't think while I was playing, oh, these air changes really suck. I didn't notice that much. Even when I was, like, playing Soul and, like, landing on the other side and trying to challenge with 5k on stuff immediately, it wasn't happening quite as fast, but the situations where I did it felt basically the same as before. Like, it's only a slight change. Also, the changes to 6Ps, I thought 6Ps overall felt better in terms of reward, but, everything else, I don't know. I thought it was fine. The situation, I think, with command normals, I was looking through the cast, right? I was looking through the list of characters. A lot of characters in the game have lights that they can use into their 6P or maybe some other command normal that they have that works into okay things, but none of them, I think, felt maybe as effective as some of the stronger characters. I think characters like Ino with her 6P and also her 6H if you're close, Soul with his 6S, a lot of the Gatlings that are on some of the characters that felt like a little bit more complete have more consistent options that are like button special move. I think if more of those things felt consistent, it would and like more consistently felt better, it would probably make a lot of characters feel better. I don't know. I had a lot of fun with the game though. All the characters I played, it doesn't matter whether it was Ino, it doesn't matter whether it was Geo, it doesn't matter if it was Kai or Soul. I had fun playing the actual game of it. And from the poll I did earlier, it seems like most people had fun getting into the actual game. I know there are people who don't enjoy the game. They're like, this game is not for me. The classic, this game is not Guilty Gear. I don't like it. I think that's fair. If you don't enjoy the game, it's totally fair if you don't like it. There are plenty of reasons, I think, not to enjoy the game. If you did enjoy it, that's cool, and I'm glad you had fun. And I think you can still recognize that there are things about it that are very frustrating in general. Not just the lobby stuff, but gameplay decisions as well, right? It's okay to recognize that there are weird things like it. Only negative opinions matter. I like that Gina started opening up every video with, all right, what's up, guys? Number one, Guilty Gear Strive shill here. You know, I thought that was weird. People think that I'm like overtly positive about the game. Did they watch my stream during it? I was talking so much shit about how goddamn dog shit this lobby was and how much I hate it and how Arc System Works is killing my family. This is real. This happened during the beta. I wanted to learn Kai. And I spent like 30 or 40 minutes in the lobby and I played like one set. And then it booted me to the like main menu. And I was so mad that I didn't even have the motivation to learn a new character. As somebody who loves fighting games, you should not lose me like that. That is a catastrophic failure. What do I feel about Figureheads saying the game is already figured out and who has no options? Who said that? Who are these people? First of all, who's a figurehead? Who are the figureheads? Are they like a group that I don't know? Are they like the stonemasons? Like, I don't know about them. They just decided the game was solved and there's nothing to do. Is it Thomas Jefferson? Is it GG in quotes veterans? Second of all, who gives a shit? I watched a lot of Deb this beta, and you know, Deb is the player that I think overall of all the players I saw in the beta did the best. Deb looks like she had solved the game. It's funny that I was going to say the exact opposite. I was watching, and in like the last day after Deb had hit level 1,000, right? Like the highest I saw anybody play, like Deb was doing something. I was like, wait, that works? I didn't know that works. Wow, that's really cool. And also, anybody who says, oh yeah, I've got this game completely solved within 10 minutes or whatever is just making shit up. It's the same people that feed you a tier list right now. None of us know, you know, what the tier list is for the game or where character strengths are, right? It's all just made up. It's a guess, right? We're all just guessing. The game is far from solved. It's silly to suggest such a thing in such a short amount of time. This is the figurehead that was being talked about. Please watch this video before you dunk on that talking point. Did you watch this video? This video is showing that Ramlethal with strong defense can punish all of Kai's cancel options off of this situation, right? Does that mean that the game is solved? I don't see where that's said in this tweet. Is one interaction between two characters? Are you okay? Soul frame 3 5k comboing because of his 6S is overpowered strong. Hey, you should stop typing. It is absolutely true that Soul's command normals make him more fun to find combos with than other characters should have them. You know that Sajam video he made about 6S and how powerful it is? You guys all watched that Sajam video and then came to Sajam's stream and was like, let me repeat that to Sajam, but not quite correct. When you say Soul's command normals, his command normals are dog shit. 6S is the useful button for Soul. It's not that he has great command normal options, it's that he has a great command normal. And the reason this command normal is good is not only that it is strong and combos off of his 5k, it frame traps on block, and you have safe cancel options on offense, and you can combo if it hits, and it frame traps off of the buttons it doesn't combo off of. This is why 6S is good. You guys watch one Sajam video, and you're out here just looking like Zato on the keyboard, just going ham typing about stuff, not really even sure where it's going. Am I a figurehead? Did you went to the figurehead meeting without me? Maybe I made a mistake, Ryan, by trying to talk about Strive with people because they just in here to dump what they want to say, and then they're gonna dip into the wilderness and I'll never see them again. And I don't imagine anybody with a reasonable brain thinks the game is solved. That seems like a weird thing to say. I saw this Hanzo tweet and I thought it was just funny at first, but now I'm like, damn, was Hanzo onto something this whole time? I don't want to call you guys out. That's a lie. I do. I feel like a lot of players played people who aren't that great and extrapolated the possibility of depth and Strive from their limited experience. I didn't even think about this, but this is actually such an interesting point that I didn't consider. Is this true? Also, Hanzo's reply to this is funny. You know, there is probably high-level play that people watch that they thought was boring too, but I thought this was interesting. That is part of it, but I think the vets know who they're talking about. Who are the vets? The people who've been playing the beta for 10 hours, 20 hours. They're playing at the highest level. Do the vets only count if they say they don't like the game, or do they count if they do like the game? People are so, you know, one thing I've noticed, and this is consistent, people say things so often. Soul is so stupid. He doesn't mix you up in this game. Soul is dog shit. He's just plus, and then he does button or throw, and he mixes you up with that, and he's so fucking dumb. I have a question. Have you guys ever played Guilty Gear before? I want you to be honest with me. If you don't know the answer, and you answer incorrectly, there is a penalty. It's like that in every other game. Perhaps you don't like how he obtains it in this game. That's fair. How can you have a move that's 10 frames, that's +2 on block? Like, Soul is broken. What if I told you in plus R, his 2S goes further probably than Soul's far slash, is not only 10 frames, but instead of +2, it's +3. And you know what he does after that? He strikes you or he throws you. This character can't be allowed to exist. The game is solved. Somebody is already like, well, actually, the point I'm making is, the things that he's doing in this game are quite similar to the character in other games. The fact that people are so upset about Soul's core game plan being plus frames in a strike or throw is bizarre. They're like, Milia has to hit you 5. Her mix-ups might be good, but she has to hit you so many more times than Soul. These Soul players are idiots just mashing to kill you. I'm just like, okay, man. I don't know how to... It's not a new thing. That's not the reason you should dislike Strive. There's lots of reasons to dislike Strive, but that is a weird one, I think. The most important takeaway today is... you should ask yourself if you like the game. I think it's worthy of listening to other people's opinions, whether they're new or not, right? So like if they're experienced or if they're inexperienced, it's interesting to think about their perspectives, but you should decide if you like it. If I like the game and you think it's dog shit, don't let me tell you it's good. That's fine. There's no problem with me there. Don't use somebody else's justification to make your argument for you. You should decide if you like the game or not. You know, I gotta be honest with you, chat. I don't like every new fighting game that comes out, and that's okay. It's okay to not play them. Listen. Could changes to Gatlings happen at mid? Yeah, they could change Gatlings however they want. If they wanted to change Gatlings, don't you think they would have? If they wanted to make it so that you had the FD in the air to air block, don't you think they would have already? These are things they want to be in the game, and I think at some point you have to recognize that even if you don't like it, you sort of have to accept it at some point. And if you don't like it and you don't accept it, then don't play it.